I'm standing right now in the Sea of Galilee, actually at a really special place called the Sowers Cove. We're on the northwest side of the Galilee, right next to the Mount of Beatitudes. This place is really special because of Mark 4. And I'm going to read the scripture and I'll tell you a little bit about it. Again, he began to teach by the sea. We're right here. A great multitude was gathered to him so that he got into the boat and sat on the sea. And the whole magnitude was on the land facing the sea. So visualize Jesus on a boat right here with them following. Then he taught them many things by parables, which Jesus did all the time by parables. And he said to them teaching, "Listen, behold, a sower went out to sow, and it happened as he sowed that some seed fell on the wayside, and the birds of the air came and devoured it. Some fell on stony ground, where it did not meet much earth, and immediately it sprang up because it had no depth of the earth. But when the sun was up, it scorched it, and because it was no root, it withered away. And some seed fell among the thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked it, and it yielded no crop. But other seed fell on good ground and yielded crop that sprang up and increased and produced, some 30-fold, some 60-fold, and some hundredfold. And he said to them," which is really important, "Let him who has ears to hear, let him hear." The important part of this Bible scripture is the seed Jesus used as an example, because he spoke in parables, and where he's saying those who have ears to hear, he was letting those know who actually listened to him with their heart what he was saying about. When he was saying seeds, he was talking about the gospel. He was saying your seeds, the gospel, knowing the gospel. The sower would be like us that are witnessing the gospel, spreading the gospel, and using it appropriately. The soil would have been what it landed on. So when he says it was by the wayside, it wasn't a farmer just frivolously doing this. I mean, as a believer, sometimes I'm always speaking about the Lord, but when I do, sometimes it falls on hard hearts, which is what happened when it landed on rocky soil. I'll be talking to someone, and you can tell right away as a believer, they're not interested. And so that's like throwing the extra seed. And then when he says it fell, but it grew up quickly, it's someone that says, I believe, but then later on their fruit isn't evident of it. It's when it's good soil, and it matures, and it grows as the time goes on. You get 30-fold, 60-fold, and 100-fold. And I know in your faith, the more you mature in your faith, the more you read and listen and worship, your faith gets thicker and deeper, just like the soil and the plants that came up. And so you can see where he's speaking to believers and those that want to listen. How are you planting your seeds? What soil are you planting your belief on? What soil are you giving your word to? Who are you sharing it with? And I love that analogy because you're looking at the rocky soil. You look at the rocks. If you threw seeds here right now, would it grow a crop that you see all amongst the mountains here? It wouldn't. But you can see all these seeds. These plants are growing fruitfully. So what Jesus is saying here, be careful where you throw your seed because you want it to grow a nice harvest. And that's here at the Sowers Cove here in this Galilee.